Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So today we have here another episode of the Saturday Hockey, and this time we will be talking about a team from the Central Division as I have promised yesterday, and the team will be the Tampa Bay Lightning, last year's Stanley Cup champions. So guys, what about the Tampa Bay Lightning? They are doing very well even this season currently. These are league standings, not division standings obviously, because you have here Toronto Maple Leafs, but currently in the whole league, Tampa Bay is third best team. Toronto currently the best, 40 points for the Maple Leafs, 28 games played. Carolina right behind them, 39 points so far, 26 games played. Tampa Bay Lightning so far 38 points from 25 games played. So as you can see, Tampa Bay has played actually one game less than Carolina and 3 games less than Toronto. So when you will look at the point percentage currently of the Tampa Bay Lightning is 76%, which is currently the best in the league. So basically Tampa Bay, we could say they are currently the best team in the league. And even, we must also add this, even without Nikita Kucherov, they probably their best player, right? So it's not a very solid season for Tampa Bay, but we pretty much all knew that it would be another very good season for the Lightning. They have a really strong team, no question about that, and they are doing very well even this season. We'll also talk about special teams, which are just absolutely great as well. We'll talk about the best players, we'll talk about goalies, head-to-head statistics against the team in their division, which is very important. But right now, for now, let's start with their last 5 games, okay? So let's look at the last 5 games of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So first, they were playing 3 games against these guys, against Chicago Blackhawks. So, firstly, they won 3-2 after overtime at Chicago. That was the first game of the three game homestand basically for the Chicago Blackhawks. Then it was a loss, 3-4 for the Tampa Bay Lightning after shootout. So another game that went the distance between these two opponents. And then the last game against Chicago in this really short series, it was a win, 6-3 at Chicago. So 2 wins from Chicago, 1 loss after shootout. So out of these 6 points, Tampa Bay Lightning was able to gather 5, which is pretty good, right? Then they went to Detroit, right? They had last 5 games they were playing away from home, basically, right? So against Detroit, the first game they were able to win 4-3 after overtime. So that was a win for the Tampa Bay Lightning against the Red Wings. But last game they lost 4-6 against Red Wings, which was probably not expected. It was kind of a surprise that Detroit, currently the dead last team of the Central Division, was actually able to beat the Tampa Bay Lightnings. But actually it is what it is, right? It's just 1 loss, so yeah, they did pretty well as well. In these last 5 games, Tampa Bay Lightning they were able to gather up actually 2, 4, 6, 7 points out of 10, which is pretty good, right? It's 70%. That's pretty good. So great for Tampa Bay. Last 5 games, pretty solid. Of course, probably would expect them to win this game against Detroit, but as I have said earlier, it's just 1 loss. It's just all fine. Next 5 games. So what Tampa Bay Lightning is about to do, who they are about to play in the next days. So 13th of March and then 15th of March they will be playing at home against the Nashville Predators, so against the Preds. Then they will go to Dallas 16th of March. So 15th of March they're playing actually at home against Predators. Then they will go right next day, they will be playing in American Airlines Center at Dallas. So this will be a very interesting game. And then they will go once again home for 2 games against another 2 games against Chicago, right? So they will be playing like 5 games against Chicago throughout their 10 games, which is a lot. But yeah, that just means that in the next few weeks then they will not be playing against the Blackhawks. And their record actually of the Tampa Bay Lightning against Chicago, you can see here they have already played 5 games against Chicago. Their record is 4-0-1, so they have gathered up 9 points out of 10 against Chicago, which is very good as well. That's 90% point percentage. So Tampa Bay Lightning actually so far, they pretty enjoy playing Chicago. So probably they are looking forward to these two games, and they will be playing at home. So that's another positive for the man of John Cooper. So yeah, this is the program of the Tampa Bay Lightning for the next 5 games. 2 against Nashville, 1 against Dallas, 2 against Chicago. That's your next 5 games, right? You would think probably against Nashville they have a record against the Predators, 4 games played, 4 wins, 8 points, that's a 100% point percentage. Against Dallas, they have played 2 games, they have won 2. So all of these opponents actually, they have won 100% of games against Nashville. They gathered 100% points against Dallas. They gathered, here you can see it, against Chicago. They have gathered 90 points out of Chicago. So basically all these 3 opponents that are coming up for the Tampa Bay Lightning, they really enjoy playing against them. So you would think Tampa Bay Lightning probably should do well in their next 5 games, right? What about the special teams right now? You have a special teams just over here. Well, pretty darn solid as well. Power play for the Tampa Bay Lightning, even without their probably most important player on the power play, Nikita Kucherov, even without him, Tampa Bay Lightning has the 4th best power play in the league. They have a power play of over 28%, which is of course very good power play. And then penalty kill is even better. It's over 87%. That's actually the 2nd best penalty kill in the league. So just great special teams for Tampa Bay Lightning. They're doing very well, also on power play, also on penalty kill. So everything right now going in favor of Tampa Bay Lightning. What about their record? Okay, Tampa Bay Lightning so far, they have played in this season 25 games. They have won 18 of those 25. They have lost 5 in regulation, and 2 games they have lost in overtime or in shootout. So pretty good record. As I have said earlier, 76% of point percentage. You really want to be looking at these numbers, I have said also in the recent videos, because if some teams will not manage to play all the games from the shortened regular season, which can happen because of the COVID reasons, of course, then you would be looking at a point percentage. Similar situation as, for example, last year, right? Last year, the teams were not advancing to the playoffs based on the points. They were advancing to the playoffs based on their point percentage. So you should be also looking at a point percentage. And as I have said earlier, I have also written it here, Tampa Bay Lightning, they are currently the best team in the whole of the NHL in point percentage. So they are doing pretty well. Their goal differential is plus 34. This is also the best goal differential in the league. So once again, Tampa Bay Lightning best in this category and also in this category. So both best for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Even this shows you how good they are playing even this season. And what about their head-to-head statistics? Well, I have already talked about their head-to-head against Nashville, right? 4 wins, 0 losses, 0 overtime losses. They have gathered all 8 points from Nashville. Then against Dallas, already mentioned that, 2 wins, 0 losses. So again, 100 point percentage for them. They really enjoy playing against Dallas and also Nashville, and they also enjoy playing against those guys, against Chicago Blackhawks this season so far. 4 wins, 0 losses in overtime, 1 loss in after shootout over there. So they have gathered 9 points out of 10 against Chicago. Then against Carolina, currently Carolina is the first team in the Central Division, right? Central is just really strong, guys, because in the top 4 in the league, I do believe you have 3 teams out of Central Division. So Central Division is just unbelievably strong, those top teams. Carolina, 39 points. You have Tampa Bay Lightning with 38. And I do believe that Florida Panthers, they also do have probably 38 points. So that Central Division is very strong. Carolina currently the first team in Central. Tampa Bay Lightning right after them. 1 point less. So against Carolina, Tampa Bay Lightning have 3 wins, 1 loss in overtime, and 1 loss after overtime, 1 loss in regulation, and 1 loss after overtime or after shootout, respectively. So against Carolina, they have a pretty darn good record as well. They have gathered 7 points against Carolina out of possible 10 points. So that's a 70% point percentage actually. So that's pretty good. Nashville we have talked about, Chicago we have talked about. Against Detroit, they are 3-1-0, so they have 3 wins, 1 loss in regulation, that loss there, 4-6, and 0 losses after overtime or shootout. So they have 6 points out of 8 possible against the Detroit Red Wings. Then against Columbus, they have 1 win and 1 loss, so they have actually their worst record, not against Columbus, their worst record is actually against Florida. They have played 3 games against the Panthers, they have won 1 and lost 2 in regulations. So they have actually gathered only 2 points against Florida out of possible 6. So they hate playing against Florida this season so far. And even you can see that derby, or it really starts to be some kind of really interesting matchup to see. The matchup between the Panthers and the Lightning. Both of these teams are obviously located in Florida, and they are doing very well this season, because last season it was just, Tampa Bay Lightning, one of the best teams in the league, and you know what, Florida Panthers not really playing that well. They even don't have, of course, that large fan base, because usually you don't see like sellout crowds like in Florida, right? At the games of Panthers at least, right? So this season it really starts to heat up between those two teams, between Panthers and Lightning, and I think that's just very good. Even for the Panthers, they could gain some more fans, and they are playing very well, Panthers, this year, and they have been able to get 2 wins over Tampa in 3 games, which is pretty darn good, right? And my prediction, guys, this is my prediction for the Tampa Bay Lightning before the season started. I have done my video where I predicted where teams will finish in each division, and before the season started, I predicted the Tampa Bay Lightning, actually probably as most of you as well, to finish first in the Central Division. And I'm obviously sticking to that prediction, even though Carolina is currently above Tampa Bay Lightning. But I think in the long run, the Lightning will be able to get to that first spot in the Central and to eventually go to the playoffs from that first spot, which is always very nice, because you always just have that home advantage playing at home first, even though we don't know how playoffs will be, right? If we won't have another bubble, and then it's just irrelevant if you are higher seeded or not. So this is head to head in my prediction, and right now let's look very briefly at the best players of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So currently, the best players I'll stand here because the Lightning is just so strong. So the best players are for the Tampa Bay Lightning currently. The best point getter is Victor Hedman, the defenseman. 25 games played for the Hedman, 5 goals, 20 assists. That's 25 points. So he's averaging point every single game. Then there are 3 other players tied for the second. One of them is Steven Stamkos, the captain. He has played 23 games, he has scored 12 goals, added 12 assists. That's a total of 24 points. So actually, when you compare a point per game, Steven Stamkos has a little bit of higher point per game than Victor Hedman, because he has played less games, but they are pretty at the same level currently. So 24 points for the Stamkos. Ondrej Palat, the guy from Czech Republic, is the second as well. 25 games played for the Palat, 11 goals, 13 assists, that's 24 points. So a very good season for Ondrej Palat as well. He's playing really well. And Braden Point. So you probably expect Stamkos and Point to be up there. Ondrej Palat, for me personally, he's a little bit of a surprise. He's playing very well this season. So Braden Point so far, 25 games played, 9 goals, 15 assists. He's more of an assist guy this season, and that's a total as well, 24 points, obviously. So these are top 4 point getters at the lineup of Tampa Bay Lightning. Victor Hedman leading them all as a defenseman once again, and he's pushing for that Norris Trophy once again. So we'll see how in the long run who will win the Norris, if it will be Hedman, if it will be some other defender, we'll see. But Hedman definitely right up there fighting for that Norris Trophy again. So goalies is like probably the single area where I look at and I'm a little bit concerned with Tampa Bay Lightning, not with Andrei Vasilevsky. Okay, so to put it right here. Yeah, so not with Andrei Vasilevsky. He's not a problem. Andrei Vasilevsky, goals against average 1.79. That's very good. Without a question. Save percentage 93.6, almost 94% of save percentage. That's also decent. And he has got already 16 wins. Out of those 18 wins, Vasilevsky has 16. and moreover, he also has 3 shutouts, I do believe. So Vasilevsky is doing very, very well. I'm not concerned about him, but I'm concerned about a second goaltender, and that's Mekalainen, right? Mekalainen, his statistics are not very good. Goals against average, over 3 goals, 3.2. Save percentage also not that great, 87.3%, and he has got only 2 wins. So the problem I see for the Tampa Bay Lightning is what happens when potentially, just potentially, Vasilevsky gets hurt, or he will get hurt, right? That would be, I think that would be a great problem for the Lightning, right? Because when you look at other teams, they are changing the goaltenders on a regular basis, pretty much. Like, for example, in Boston, you have Jaro Halak, you have Tuukka Rask, right? They are a very great goaltending tandem. In Vegas, probably the best duo. You have Robin Lehner and Marc-Andre Fleury. Of course, right now, Robin Lehner is out. He's injured. So Marc-Andre Fleury is pushing for the Vezina trophy. He just has amazing numbers. But the problem I see with Lightning is what happens if potentially, we are just talking about potentially, right? Just potentially, if Vasilevsky gets hurt, that might be a problem. Because Mekalainen not really catching very well, right? He's not playing very well, and Tampa Bay Lightning might have some problems if their number 1 goaltender, which is, of course, for years right now, Andrei Vasilevsky. If he will get hurt, it might be a problem. And we know that last season, Andrei Vasilevsky was hurt, actually, right? So, yeah, that's the only problem pretty much I see with Lightning. Other than that, they are doing very well. Defense, pretty strong defense core with Hedman, with Erik Chernak. You have there Sergachev. You have other very strong guys. Up front, of course, a very strong offensive group of guys. And you have, as I have said many times in this video, also Nikita Kucherov, the Russian guy who should be ready for the playoffs. I have read some statement from Tampa Bay Lightning just yesterday or a couple of days ago that Nikita Kucherov should be skating in the next few days and that he should be ready for the playoffs, maybe even a little bit quicker, probably not, because the Tampa Bay Lightning that currently have some problems, some cap issues, but in the playoffs, of course, cap issue just disappears. That's not a problem. You are not looking at a cap during the playoffs, so probably that's their strategy, to just rest Nikita Kucherov and to bring him into the playoffs to help them succeed, to help them win the second Stanley Cup in 2 years. And definitely they have a great shot of doing that. They are currently 2nd team in the Central Division, the 3rd best team in the league, but they have the best point percentage, they have the best goal differential. In many aspects, they are the best team. They have 4th best power play, they have 2nd best penalty kill, they have a great goalie. The only concern, as I have said, my only concern about the Tampa Bay Lightning is the second goaltender, and that's Mekalainen. That might be a problem if the number 1, Andrei Vasilevsky, will get hurt, but he's not hurt for now. He's doing very well, so right now, no problems, no issues for Tampa Bay Lightning whatsoever. So yeah, this is another episode of the Saturday Hockey. This is already 3rd episode. First one was about Minnesota. Last time we were talking about Florida Panthers. And today we're talking about another team from Florida. This time it is Tampa Bay Lightning. They're doing very well again this year, and they should be pushing for that Stanley Cup once again. So hey guys, this is it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, definitely subscribe, guys, and also leave a like down below and comment down and tell me where do you think Lightning will finish after the season is over. Do you think they will win another Stanley Cup? Or will they make it to the Stanley Cup Finals? Where do you think will they finish? Yeah, that's the question I have for you guys today. And thank you very much once again for watching. I hope you stay safe, guys, in these very challenging times. And I will be talking to you again tomorrow on Sunday. Probably a football video coming out tomorrow. I'm assuming I've already done 2 hockey videos, so right now it's time for football to switch it a little bit. But we'll be talking about a quick look at the standings in the West Division, which is the last division I have not done already. So we'll be looking at the West Division probably on Monday, I'm expecting. So yeah, we'll be talking about NHL quite soon as well. So thank you guys very much and stay safe. I'll be talking to you again very soon. Bye guys.